Our reserves are limited.
The nation's radios were tuned to NBC's religious program, National Vespers, or the New York Philharmonic over CBS, or the football playoff between the New York Giants and Brooklyn Dodgers on the Mutual Network. Then came the news that would shock and unite this nation like no other event in our history.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important bulletin from the United Press. Flash, Washington. The White House announces Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Stay tuned to WOR for further developments.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special broadcast.
Here's the bulletin. Washington. The president decided today, after Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor and Manila, to call an extraordinary meeting of the cabinet for 8:30 p.m. tonight, and to have congressional leaders of both parties join the conference at 9 p.m. And now we take you to Honolulu.
We have witnessed this morning off Pearl Harbor.
The attack on Pearl Harbor left 2,335 Americans dead, over half of whom perished when a bomb dropped from a Japanese fighter plane detonated the ammunition supplies on the battleship USS Arizona. There were more than 1,000 wounded, and dozens of U.S. ships were destroyed or seriously damaged. But if Japan had hoped to obliterate U.S. opposition by its attack, the results were just the opposite. Shocked and angered, the country united behind President Roosevelt's decision to declare war on Japan.
No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
The day that will live in infamy became only the first of many, as the United States entered the most devastating global conflict in modern history.
Are you serious? Are you serious? What? Have you guys seen what's going on in the UK and all of England? All of England. All of Europe. All of Europe. I want to thank James McKay for this report. I want to thank Joshua as well and John Henderson for some other information I've been receiving on this. But listen to this. Deadly storm and tidal surge is battering northern Europe. Hurricane-force winds, tidal surges have killed at least 7 people in northern Europe, flooded parts of Hamburg, and left thousands of homes without electricity. The storm, called Xavier, it blew a tree on a car, killing 3 people in Poland. Also, the storm has caused 2 people to die in the United Kingdom. 1 person is dead in Sweden. 1 person has died in Denmark. Dozens of flights have been canceled, hitting travelers at Berlin, Tegel, and Copenhagen, and smaller airports. Also, many train rails and ferry services have also been cut in Germany and Scandinavia. In eastern England, about 10,000 homes had to be evacuated in Norfolk and Suffolk, and several homes have collapsed into the sea at Hemsby when the storm battered the cliff top. Also, the Thames Barrier was closed for a second day to protect London from the storm surge. Many schools have been closed across the north of Poland and Germany. Winds gusted at nearly 93 miles an hour in northern Germany. Are you serious? Are you listening what's going on over there? And in Poland, at least 400,000 homes are without electricity because of several power lines down. Thousands of homes were also left without power in Sweden and in Norway. On this Friday, December the 6th, 2013, according to the Associated Press news agency. Also, the port of Hamburg, which handles huge amounts of European trade, was shut down overnight but has now reopened, thank God. Hamburg has experienced its biggest tidal surge since the 1960s, and the city's fish market and some of the streets by the River Ilby were flooded. The river there rose 20 feet above its average level, and the authorities are warning of a fresh surge expected tonight, Friday, December the 6th, 2013. Are you serious? Are you serious? What? Are you serious? And a woman has also died in Denmark as well. Now, they say that the storm surge, the coastal communities have been warned of this exceptionally high tides, and Britain was hit by the most serious tidal surge in over 60 years. In some places of the East Coast, sea levels have been higher than they were during the devastating floods of 1953. Folks, this thing is getting very, very, very dangerous over there. A lot of damage, a lot of things being threatened. People are dying. Hundreds of thousands of people without electricity. Homes are being destroyed, and folks are being evacuated. So please, let's pray for Europe, not just the United Kingdom, but Europe, Poland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Germany, Britain, all of Europe, as they have been under siege by the raging waves of the seas of the water of the earth.
Live, this is One for the Record. I'm Diana. Today is December 7th, 2013, Pearl Harbor Day. Here are your news updates for today. The Extinction Protocol 2012 and beyond. Kamchatka's Kulicheskovsky volcano spews out 6 kilometers high ash cloud. Turkey warned of potential eruption hazards from 14 active volcanoes. New island created by volcanic eruption in Japan grows 3.7 times. Frozen nation, at least 10 dead as cold, ice, and snow grips U.S. Gale force winds batter Europe as thousands in UK face more flooding. Also, the Watchers watching the world. Sea diversity has collapsed more than 12-fold since early 1900s. Moderate M1.2 solar flare erupted around AR 1909. Ganymede meteor shower peaks around December 13, 14, 2013. Moving on. E&E News, Energy News. Gunderson, when the radioactive plume hits West Coast in a few months, it is not like it's going to end. Fukushima is still pumping contamination into Pacific Ocean 1,000 days after disaster began. California town passes Fukushima resolution. Urgent international rescue needed at site. Poses health and safety concerns to America's west coast. Much greater contamination is likely. Also, yesterday, Bloomberg, Fukushima isotopes are nearing west coast. Official. U.S. ocean water to have 100 becquerel meter 3 of cesium-137. And thank you, Foster Parents Channel. I guess someone gave me a comment on, I guess when it's, instead of it being m meters squared, this is 10 times as worse when it's meter 3 or tripled. Alrighty then, thank you for that information. Alrighty then, moving on. Fukushima, E&E News. BBC, work at Fukushima unit a distraction? Heads up. I'll say it again, BBC, work at Fukushima unit 4 a distraction, in quotes. The real nightmare is coming from 3 molten cores. New York Times, melted fuel is all over the place. First goal is simply to stop uncontrolled releases of radioactive material. Also today, TV, highest ever radiation levels detected outside reactor buildings at Fukushima. People exposed to it would die in 20 minutes. What's really going on over there? Alrighty then. I'm running more information for you. There was some information again on Ison. It's still coming around. It's just hard to see. And also Nibiru is easier than saying Hibiculus or whatever that other name is. BP Earthwatch has shown it's still showing up to the left on the stereo satellite images. There's still something there coming in behind the Earth, so heads up on that. I'm also running some of the footage now, since it's past, and now I'm going to show you some footage of Black Friday. And this is a heads up to you why you need to be prepared, because if the food stops, the water stops, the crowds are going to be just like in how they reacted to just sales items that they wanted on Black Friday. Do you understand? You're going to have to be prepared. Also prepared to protect yourself, or to be able to go outside of a giant city, because when the lights go out or there's no food and water, they're gonna. You think that Black Friday crowd was something? I'm serious. Please become prepared instead of buying new toys, new video games, and everything else. I'm just saying, be prepared. Start saving enough food and water for you and your pets, and have a bug out plan also. Alrighty then, because you're most likely going to have to bug out. You don't want to be around where there's a lot of crowds, or if you do, you're in a safe area outside of the city. And if you are in the city, then hopefully you're in a big enough group of people that you can barricade yourself in. But look at how they were at Target, Walmart, and all those other places. I just want you to get a grasp on if the power goes out and there's no food and water, no lights, what's going to happen when people want something. Alright, just a heads up. I just want everyone to be prepared for anything. Alright, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow on the flip side. I want you to watch this and think about it. If there was an earthquake in Oklahoma, like a 4.5, and that was due to fracking. It was man-made, coming off of Dutch Census Channel. Alrighty then. Take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow on the flip side. Be safe, and always be ready.
This better go on YouTube. This better go on YouTube.
Wow. Mayhem at the mall's big box brouhaha south of the border. That can only mean one thing. Yeah, it's Black Friday and it's spreading the fever.
I gotta find this laptop. The lady gave it back to me. I gotta get it back out.
There we go.
This is not good. I see you
Hey, you gonna fuck niggas up? They shut the door on us.
Several memorials were established in Pearl Harbor to remember the Japanese airstrike on U.S. naval forces on December 7, 1941. These memorials now draw in several million people from the U.S. and other nations each year. The most well-known of these attractions is the USS Arizona Memorial. Visited by more than 1 million people annually, the memorial is accessible only by boat. The memorial itself crosses above the middle of the sunken hull of the ship without touching it. Oil from the Arizona still rises from the wreckage. The oil is referred to as the Tears of the Arizona. Arizona was declared a National Historic Landmark May 1989. Another memorial is the still submerged wreck of USS Utah. The capsized wreck was only partially righted to clear an adjacent berth in 1944. It was dedicated as a memorial in 1972 and declared a National Historic Landmark in 1989. Although the ship is no longer at Pearl Harbor, the legacy of USS Oklahoma lives on in a memorial dedicated in December 2007. The black granite wall suggests the hull of the Oklahoma, while the aligned marble represents the crew manning the rails. USS Missouri was the last U.S. battleship launched and the last to be decommissioned. The Mighty Mo served as the platform where Japan signed its unconditional surrender to Allied forces on September 2, 1945, ending the Second World War. After its final decommissioning in 1992, Missouri was eventually transferred to Ford Island in Pearl Harbor. It opened as a museum January 29, 1998.